All right, my friends, so yesterday, I believe, we showed you this lens, the Tamron 18-400. And just so you guys can see, I'll put it, this a little clip right here. And I want to show you, I was sitting here after I finished that video and I wanted to be like, let's see what the zoom range is. So I shot here to here, and literally I was sitting right here. So its ability to focus is actually pretty decent because I have a little switcher right here. You can see wide all the way to zoom. And then I turned around over here and I just shot into this room, which is like my streaming room where I do streaming videos. And again, you could see kind of wide and then how close it could get. And you know what? Nowadays with especially the new mirrorless cameras, you can shoot at pretty high ISO and still get really nice images. So you don't necessarily have to have the fastest, right? I get it if you want all the depth of field, but some of us just would rather have some extra money in our pocket. Yes? Yes. So today we're looking at this. This is the Tamron tap-in console. And this is used to be able to upgrade your firmware on your lenses. Most of the other brands either have something very similar to this or they have USB ports on their lenses. So Tamron opted to go with a USB dock, and we're going to take a look at it, and then we're going to bring up my computer and we're going to see if there's any firmware updates for this new lens. Okay, so this comes in, I think it's around the $99 mark. So you know what, it's nothing overly expensive. Basically, because there's no USB port on the actual lens, they had to figure a way to move a firmware update to it. So they designed something that was USB to a dock. There's going to be like it met all the standards. Yes, this is your instructions if you are someone that likes to read that. And with something like this, probably not a horrible idea, right? This itself, I think, is the dock. And then you have other stuff. This box is, it's there. You guys can tell I haven't opened this before. Okay. Yep. Okay. Sweet deal. I have to clean up this room before I leave. Anyways, then you get a nice USB cable. So here's number one. Here's number one. For those of us that are rocking a Mac, right? We have to just realize this cable is USB-A to micro. Okay, you guys see that? USB-A to micro. So if you are rocking that, yes, which you can, their software is Mac compatible. It's also M1 compatible. Well, that's a nice dock, actually. Not all the docks are really nice looking. That's a nice looking dock. Basically, this is where you're going to put your lens in. You guys can see that. Yes, your lens mounts in there. That's how it gets its connection. There's the micro USB port right there. And then you plug this into your computer and you run the software. So I have to find a USB-C to USB-A adapter, yeah, that's what I need to find. And then we'll show you the software. Okay, I think I found one. This is what I'm talking about, right? There's a USB-A to USB-C. So basically, this for me, all I'm going to do is just snug it onto the end there, and we're good to go. Yeah. This is one of these cables that you don't want to lose, just because some of them I find, not all cables are created equal. Let's just say that. So stick this in and around the dock and you should be all right. So what I'm going to do, put this over here. Again, I have my camera and lens. The lens will come off the camera. Yes. Then I have my computer here. It's all coming together like magic. Now, I'm just going to get a screen record here. First off, if you go to Tamron's website, you will see a download section, home support downloads, and there's the tap-in utility right there. So you just click on it, it takes you to the website. Some Tamron lenses, I think, actually have, like maybe some of the newer ones or some of the other brands possibly, have a USB port on them. If they have that, then you don't need to use this. Yes, you don't need to use this piece. And you can download the Tamron lens utility, and that allows you to plug just a USB into your lens, as far as I can tell, because when you come in here, you do see, I think, yeah, it shows like a compatibility lens list, and I don't think mine is on there because of the fact, yeah, there's not very many, right? And they're all E mounts and Z mounts. So I think it's because those have USB ports on them. Okay, cool. So for the rest of us that have lenses like this that don't, you need this, 99 bucks. I'll put links down below to where you can get it. Okay, this is gonna go into my pewter. Try not to hit my face with it. And the hope is that this is gonna be just like super easy. That's the hope. So we're plugging this in, yes. So far, so good. We are getting this ready. That should be just like a disconnect button. I think that's all. We're gonna put the lens on it first. So I'm just gonna tilt my camera up here. Yes, ready. And this, just like normal, you're gonna match these up. That seems good, right? It was just a nice little simple lines up right there. There's kind of on the back, there's like a little line, and it matches with the line on the lens. So you can just click, voila. Set that up like this. Take your USB, your micro USB, in it goes. As far as I know, is there any light or anything? Does not look like, well, looks like there's a light there, but my guess is the light doesn't come on right away, possibly. I don't know. Once we're in here, I actually have it here, right? There's tap in utility. Hopefully you guys can see that. Click, attach lens, attach unit to lens. I did, attach unit. Maybe this adapter is not working. Okay, so figured it out. On the MacBook Pro, or any, I guess, maybe Mac, if you have multiple displays or anything like that, one of the things that you will see is on here, this is that little screen that shows up, the touch screen, whatever it is, touch bar. It actually came up and said yes or no. And what happens is the Mac asks for permission for this device to actually send data through the USB port. So I didn't see that because it didn't show up on the screen. It showed up on this little screen here. So kind of be aware, when you plug this in for the first time, you have to grant it permission on a Mac. Now, I don't know if you'll have to do that on Windows, but just kind of be aware of it. You have to kind of say yes to that, because what happens now is you'll see if I open this up, and we'll do it the way it was this time. Ready? Attach lens. See here, right here? Yes or no? See it? Yes or no? So I say yes. Okay. And now it's a little bit more of a click. There's the blue light. See it? So you have to grant permission first to the dock, and then you'll actually see firmware update. Updating firmware. I didn't even have to do anything. It's updating for update complete. Now I think that's updating the firmware of this unit, is what I think. Yes, I think so. And now we have the lens. Oh, it's all coming together. Super excited. So now we've got the permission, we've got the lens working, the lens is showing up on the screen. You'll actually see here, firmware update. Click, looking for updates. Firmware is up to date. Now I kind of hope that, right? Because it's a new lens, but it is something you and I should check for. The other thing that's really important for this is things like focal adjustments. If you are, looking at your front focus, your back focus, or anything like that, and you realize that they're not quite where you think they should be, you can actually go in here and make focus adjustments, right? Focus distance limiter. You can do custom setups, full-time manual focus override, right? All kinds of stuff, and all you have to do is hit apply setup to lens. So my lens didn't need a update, but the actual dock did. Plus, we learned that we have to make sure that we hit the OK, and when we click on the software has to start. No lens attached. It'll see this. This may need an update. Once that's updated, then we connect the lens to it and we should be ready to rock and roll. Right now I have no firmware updates, but you may. So make sure you have one of these, especially if you're like me and you buy like lenses used on occasion. Most people that buy used never do firmware updates. So you may get a lens that's, 1 year old, 5 years old, plug it in, and all of a sudden the lens is just way better. So make sure you take that and put it in the bank. I don't know if that didn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying, right? All right, guys, links to where you can get both this lens and the little tap up, I think they call it, right? And that's it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you fine folks tomorrow. Later.